Hello everyone. Today I am going to start working on a new sensor, that is SHT25. To gain more knowledge about this sensor, what we have to do is to have a look over the website, that is controleverything.com, and here we have to log in and search for the sensor, that is SHT25. Now let's have a look over and better perspective about the sensor which we have, that it's a humidity and temperature sensor, and as you can see these are some of its features, and this is the sensor. Now you can also purchase the sensor from this very site. For this video tutorial, what I'm gonna do is to interface the temperature and humidity sensor SHT25 with a BeagleBone Black, and the software platform I'm using is a C language. So to gain for the code, let's have a look over the resource tab, and this is the C code sample. Now you can download the C code sample from here as a zip file like this. Also you can have the code from github.com, and the repository there is Control Everything Community. Now let's have a look over the setup for the hardware we require, and let's make some connections for that. Well, for the hardware connection setup, first of all the requirement is of a BeagleBone Black, which you can see on my screen. Next we need an I2C Shield, which you can see on my screen, and it's available on the website controleverything.com. The real reason we are using this shield is to make easy connections with other I2C devices, and for that gently press this I2C Shield over the BeagleBone Black and make a connection like this, just like that. Now we need our sensor, that's the humidity and temperature sensor SHT25, and this here is a connecting cable. Now make the connection among the sensor and the cable, and make sure that the brown wire of the cable should be connected to the ground terminal of the sensor, and for the same reason to the I2C Shield. Now to power up the BeagleBone Black, we need two things. First of all, we need a mini USB cable just like that, and gently insert it over this jack right here. Next we need an adapter of 5 volt, and put adapter here on this jack, this power jack. That's correct. The last part is to provide an internet connection, and for that we need two options. We have two options. First of all, an Ethernet cable or a LAN cable as you can use, and put it gently here on the Ethernet jack. The other option is a wireless nano USB adapter, which might come in handy. So we are done with the connections part. Now what do we require next is to have a look over the C code. So let's have it. Well, for the interfacing regarding the C language code, we have to log into github.com, and here we have to search for the repository which you can see on my screen. It's Control Everything Community, and here we have to search for the sensor, and it's SHT25, and here comes the C code. Let's have a look over the instructions to pursue this code first, and in that we have to set up and connect the BeagleBone Black first of all, and the relevant information how to set up and everything is provided on the link. It's beaglebone.org, and you can download the code or after that in the BeagleBone Black, and this command is to compile the code and this to run the code. Please note it down carefully because we will use this later on. And after that, let's go to C code, and it's a .c extension file as you can notice. Now in the code, you can see that we have included some of the libraries here, and in the void main function we have to create I2C bus, which checking is there whether the bus is there or not, and then there is an I2C device having the address of the sensor, that is 0x40. Now we are sending some commands. As you can see, we are sending the command to humidity measurement and no hold master mode, and it's 0xF5. Then we have a delay of 1 second as you can see. After that, in the reading section, we are reading 2 bytes of humidity data from general read as you can see, and we have a condition regarding the read whether the data is correct or not, and error will be there. After that, we have to convert the data. The conversion formulas is there, and it's clearly described in the data sheet for SHT25. Then we want to display the output data on the screen, which is the relative humidity in percentage RH. Then after that, we are in the writing section again. It's to send the temperature measurement command, no hold master mode, and it's 0xF3 as you can see. Writing command is here. Then we have a delay of 1 second again, reading 2 bytes of temperature data from the general read command, and the command here, the condition here is to check whether the data is correct or not. Then we have the conversion of the data takes place here, which is described for the data sheet. At the very end, we have the output on the screen, which you can see the temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit. And so this is our code. It's a very simple and generalized code, as you can notice. Now what do we require next is to show the practicality of this C code along with the sensor and the BeagleBone Black. Well, for the working environment, first of all, the step is to copy this entire code of C for the sensor SHT25, and here, as you can see, we have to open up the terminal for the BeagleBone Black, and here we have to create a new file, as you can see on my screen, with .c extension, and here we have to paste the code as you see on my screen, and after that we have to save it. Then we have to compile the code, and this is the command for the compilation process, as you can see, and this is the command we have seen in the instructions part, and the code is being compiled and it's done. Now to run the code, this is the command. It's to build, and let's see what we got here. You see that we have the relative humidity in percentage RH along with the temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit scales. Now when I run the command again, you see there is a very little change in both relative humidity and temperature. But when I press my finger over the sensor and run the command, you can see the relative humidity changes along with the temperature in Celsius. And when I run again, you can see the changes again are reflected on the screen, which are relative humidity in percentage RH along with the temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit scales. So this is how the sensor responds to the code, to the C code and BeagleBone Black. Now what we require is to have a look over the benefits and the applications of this sensor. So we have seen the sensor SHT25 humidity and temperature sensor with a completely new designed CMOSens chip, a revoked capacitive type humidity sensor and an improved band gap temperature sensor. The performance has been lifted beyond the outstanding level of the previous sensor generation. For example, measures have been taken to stabilize the behavior at high humidity levels. It is applicable in a lot of markets like industrial, HVAC, IoT, home appliances and automotive grade. The humidity and temperature sensor SHT25 can be purchased from the website controleverything.com, and you can have the code from resource tab. You can download the code as a zip file from there. Also, you can have the code from github.com, and the repository there is Control Everything Community. For blogs and articles, you can have a look over instructables.com and you can watch us there. Also, to subscribe more video tutorials like this, you can go to our YouTube channel. In the end, thanks for watching and have a great day. Thanks a lot.